Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a special four-way proving ground matchup scheduled for one fall. Now, in this contest, two men will begin the action in the ring. They can tag out to any other participant throughout the match. The first man to gain a pinfall or a submission will be declared the proving ground member and earning a special spot on future IWC shows. Introducing first, he weighs in at 207 pounds, wrestling out of Hoboken, New Jersey. He is the cock of the walk, Will Calrissian.
Joe Dombrowski and Jay Worthington Farnsworth here joining you at Cage Fury 2012. A huge night coming up in the next couple of hours. We're going to kick things off before we get to the steel cage, before we get to the IWC title, before we get to the grudge match between Gory and Facade. Something that's been undergoing in the past several months in IWC, the YTI, the Young Talent Initiative, in full force. And here we're going to see four young athletes looking to prove themselves worthy of a spot on the roster. First, Will Calrissian, a very cocky young man, calls himself the cock of the walk. He picked up a victory in IWC in recent months in Newell, West Virginia, Mountain State Madness over Tyler Stone. But someone else who doesn't need to prove themselves, Jay Worthington Farnsworth. Welcome back.
I'm glad to be here. That's a lie. And Jesus, look at that jacket. It's like Bret Hart wrestled in Thunderdome. That's amazing. What's he carrying? Help me out here, Joe.
That is a fanny pack, yes.
With a unicorn on it.
A fanny pack he's very proud of. A man who's held many regional championships.
Introducing combatant number 2. He weighs in at 199 pounds, wrestling out of Southampton, New York. Here is Alex Reynolds.
I've seen Alex Reynolds a couple times from some of the other organizations I've been associated with over the recent years. Alex Reynolds thinks he's a bit of a ladies' man. In fact, one word that may fashion himself to what he does, I believe it's called a slop hunter.
I'm sorry, what now?
A slop hunter. That is a gentleman that goes out and looks for women who are maybe in a bit of a sloppy state of affairs, sobriety-wise perhaps, and engages in one-night stands.
Nice. I didn't know he finally had a title for that.
He likes drunk chicks, is what I'm saying.
I'm following. Don't worry.
Introducing combatant number 3. He weighs in at 221 pounds, and he is defending Youngstown, Ohio. He is the man made for prime time, Mike Rayne.
3-year pro that's trained in mixed martial arts and judo as well as professional wrestling. Mike Rayne was a standout star in a 6-man tag team matchup held at Proving Ground, where he teamed with Dave DiMera and Brian McDowell in a victory over Super Hentai, Andrew Palace, and Corey Futuristic when Hentai abandoned his team out of frustration. Mike Rayne has extensively competed in college football in YSU, Youngstown State University, and was a multi-sport athlete in high school, so certainly a lot of great athletic tools he brings to the table.
Introducing the final combatant. He weighs in at 197 pounds, wrestling out of Palm Springs, California. He is Mr. Wrestling Now, Jordan Lennox.
Jordan Lennox feels that he encapsulates everything that professional wrestling today should be. That's why he calls himself Mr. Wrestling Now. A man who's trained under former WWE great Colin Delaney, who is in attendance here tonight, by the way. He has shared a ring with some of the best stars to come out of the upstate New York area. He's fast-paced, he's high-octane, and he has a hybrid style of the best of American, Lucha Libre in Mexico, and the Japanese style as well.
Has he ever taken on Corey Futuristic?
Maybe in the future he might.
I mean now, because the future meeting now, that'd be a match I'd be interested in seeing.
The universe could implode.
Or they could form a tag team, the future is now.
That's very true. Of course, Corey Futuristic, as we've learned, training under many 4th and 5th generation athletes on his home base, wherever the heck that is. But right now, it's about 4 guys looking to prove themselves worthy of a regular spot in the IWC roster. You've had a chance to feel out these guys, their body language, their determination. You can tell a lot when you read body language, Jay. Is any of these 4 men jumping out at you so far?
Well, I got to tell you, nothing against Will Calrissian, but I liked him more with the jacket. Now, that's more a style choice than anything else.
Okay.
I really like the way Mike Rayne seems to be holding himself right now. Says a lot. I think he's showing a certain level of hunger, a certain level of determination.
Calrissian fancies himself as, quote, the best performer since Weird Al Yankovic.
Wow. That's quite a statement. Weird Al is cooler than he has right to be. And I don't know that Will Calrissian has earned the right to name check Weird Al.
Yeah, I think Will's just the opposite. I think he's not quite as cool as he thinks.
Well, possibly, although I don't know. He has that jacket.
Well, honestly, since when has a fanny pack been fashionable, especially a pink one?
1984, yes.
There you go.
Rowe.
Of course, in wrestling, it was more like 1999, but be that as it may. Either way, he's behind the times, and Mike Rayne opening up some offense here. Huge slam. Mike Rayne is deceptively tall.
Yeah, that was the one thing I noticed. He's got a couple inches on everyone.
Quick lateral press, center of the ring, 2-0. Keep in mind, you can tag anybody you want. One fall to a finish here. Only one man will win this matchup, and certainly it's not a guarantee that the winner will get a contract and nobody else will. I think it depends on the performance more than anything else, but there's no faster track to a regular roster spot than picking up a victory.
Well, apparently Will Calrissian did not like Mr. Rayne's kicking ability. Dove for a tag and got out of there.
Alex Reynolds, the slop hunter.
Oh.
Rich womanizer, self-described, from the Southamptons.
And Jordan Lennox just tagged himself in. Blind tag off of Mike Rayne there.
Alex Reynolds actually trained by Mikey Whipwreck, former ECW champion.
Oh, really?
Pace Quickets here. Lennox and Reynolds. A couple of guys who've studied that upstate New York style. And it's Lennox who comes on the upper hand with a head scissors and a drop kick. Nicely done combo by Jordan Lennox. Down for the cover quickly. Could have him here 2-0.
Upstate New York style. Upstate New York has their own style now?
I think every region has their own style, their own talent.
What, they wrestle in parkas? Oh, double knees. And a foot to the throat. Right now, I gotta say, I kind of like Alex Reynolds.
Yeah, well,
a foot to the throat is a great move. I'm a fan.
Reynolds using the ring as an offensive weapon, down with the elbow.
Excuse me, sir.
Are you okay, Jimmer? What, cover in the ring again, 2-0?
I'm all right. I just, you'd think they'd beef up security around here. It's amazing who they let in.
Will Calrissian tags back in, as I mentioned, picked up a big victory over Tyler Stone at Mountain State Madness this past July. That's available on DVD right now at IndyWrestling.com, courtesy of Sorgatron Media.
Fine folks at Sorgatron providing us with DVD recording of capabilities tonight.
Near fall.
You can hear us right now because of Sorgatron.
At least I hope so. Jordan Lennox, worse for wear. Lennox was looking great at Proving Ground about a month ago.
Oh. We have Alex Reynolds tagging in.
Yeah.
You would think that you would want as much time in the ring as possible because you don't want to lose this match standing on the sidelines.
Not at all, no.
On the apron, I guess I should say. We really don't have sidelines anymore.
And Lennox was really looking great last month at Proving Ground. It was July that the Proving Ground event took place, to correct myself from a moment ago. But Lennox won a three-way matchup with fellow Young Talent Initiative members Zach Vincent and Matt Connard. Absolutely, Lennox was the standout there. And it qualified him for this four-way matchup. So Lennox is used to being against the odds here in these multi-man matches. Almost got the win off a sunset flip.
Nice clothesline, good kip up.
Yeah, Reynolds looking good. Disrespectful gesture there to Mike Rayne. I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe Reynolds may be the most experienced of this grouping.
Well, so far he's been impressive.
Also competed on the WWE's ECW program once upon a time, did Reynolds. So certainly he's got the attention
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5 minutes.
of a lot of major players in this industry. Contrast that to Jordan Lennox, only about a 2-year pro, so still really just in the infancy of his career.
Oh, and a good forceful tag by Will Calrissian.
Yeah, that was no accident there, the impact he had on that exchange.
slap your way into this match. Nice float over.
Beautifully done.
Shades of Barry Windham. See that reference I made there? Barry Windham.
One of the few things they have in common, yes.
He's Windham-esque.
Not in wardrobe.
Oh, he's made a few. He's killed a few dudes.
Maybe that bandana around the knee might be a little Windham-esque.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point.
Alex Reynolds back in though.
Both have painted themselves up like a thing on occasion.
We have an inside cradle near fall.
Only one did it professionally.
You've been digging deep for your research, I see.
You know.
Oh, Lennox explodes out of the corner with a clothesline. Second time. Major momentum here into Gory style kick. Now here's a problem for Lennox. Do you try to pick up the win or do you tag out?
Even worse.
Well, he didn't have a choice. Calrissian wants this fall big time. He's picking his spots.
The problem with this match.
What roll up by Alex Reynolds here for 2.
You have to watch your back at all times. Not for anyone attacking you, but because of that, someone may tag you out.
The Gory bomb. Calrissian calls that the jitterbug.
Oh.
But Rayne comes in from the side with a knee. And Rayne on top of the fall. And Mike Rayne takes the pin.
Here is your winner of the Proving Ground matchup, the man made for prime time, Mike Rayne.
And the man that is 11-0-2 with 7 knockouts in his boxing record, Mike Rayne, almost knocked one out in the professional wrestling realm. Mike Rayne, his second major win in IWC, and I think he cemented himself as a man to watch here, Jayworth.
I gotta say, he saw an opportunity and he took it. I admire that.
And Calrissian taking umbrage.
Calrissian wasn't paying attention, didn't realize what had happened. Oh!
And he got a knockout shot for his trouble. All about Mike Rayne, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight. Definitely somebody with a very bright future here in IWC. He's the last one standing here in our proving ground here tonight with the Youngstown Initiative. But so much more still to come. We got championships decided, we got steel cages, and so much more as this DVD presses on. Well, Pepper Parks made a big-time impact since IWC returned back at Super Indy 11 a few months ago. Not just because of his participation in the Super Indy tournament, but more specifically, the fact that Pepper Parks became involved, randomly we thought at the time, in John McChesney's challenge of IWC champion Logan Shulo. Later we found out.
Whoa. Who's that big Pepper Parks there?
That would be Cherry Ball. But both Pepper Parks and Cherry Bomb inevitably joined Team Bitchleague as John McChesney tried to recruit some more blood to align himself with the departure of some of his past partners in crime. And Pepper Parks was instrumental in helping McChesney get that count-out win
And
over
his
Logan
opponent,
Shulo.
being accompanied to ringside by Justin Idol, he weighs in at 235 pounds, wrestling out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here is H.D. Cannon.
To finish my point, Pepper Parks helped McChesney beat Shulo via countout. McChesney stole the IWC title belt and has held it ever since. Although Shulo, of course, still technically and officially the champion. HD Matt Cannon had his very first matchup a month ago in Proving Ground. What a situation he was thrust into. He beat John McChesney via disqualification. He humiliated McChesney, led to McChesney getting just covered in cake, stripped to his underwear. And as a result, McChesney sent Pepper Parks out to get some revenge. McChesney blamed HD Cannon for causing all those problems when really it was McChesney's big mouth that got him into this mess.
How do I miss all the good shows? McChesney covered in cake? Oh, what? And I see Justin Idol out for HD.
Justin Idol, the trainer of HD Cannon. been out of action himself for about a year now with a debilitating back injury, but is still pressed on at the ICWA, the Iron City Wrestling Academy, and we invite you to find out some more information about that training school if you've ever dreamed about being a professional wrestler at IWCWrestling.com.
And let's be honest, if you're watching this at some point you have, then you should check them out.
Matt Cannon has excelled so well in that school, really just far above and beyond anybody else in his class. And you can see that by the level of competition he's been facing right off of the gate. I mean, John McChesney, respected veteran, 10-plus years. Same with Pepper Parks, even though he's new to this area.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen Pepper Parks around the, what we would call the circuit for a while now.
Saw Pepper Parks compete in a Ring of Honor ring a couple of months ago here in Pittsburgh, and of course was thought highly enough to be selected as part of the field of Super Indy in Super Indy 11. Seen him a couple other times compete in Super Indy Championship qualifiers. And right now it's Matt Cannon keeping things basic center of the ring, exchanging hammerlocks. Cannon's got to be smart not to get too far ahead of himself as far as getting himself stuck into a situation that he's not ready for with the inexperience.
Yeah, very true. And also, I'd like to point out, I don't know if you've noticed, but Cherry Bomb is just giving me eyes.
I don't believe that's true.
Totally.
No, I don't think that's happened. You're back here, and there's no lights. There's a screen in front of us. Why would she be looking at you?
Because look at all this.
I'd rather not.
She's going through all that effort.
Please button your shirt back up.
Gotta let the machismo out a little, Joe.
Collar elbow tie up. Cannon may have a slight power advantage in this match, which is going to play very, very well with his strengths.
Very true. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey.
Hey.
Now, come on now. This guy's in his second match, and he's got to be privy to this.
There could be worse people grabbing hold of you, Joe. I'll just point that out.
That doesn't mean that's any more pleasant or enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a little more pleasant or enjoyable.
Not when you're in a match. Okay, enough out of you.
Oh!
What do you think Justin Idol has told HD Cannon to prep him for this matchup?
Honestly, I have no idea. That'd be a question for Justin Idol.
Well, yeah, it would be. You're the best I got right now, though.
I'd say try not to get distracted by the cherry bomb.
Idol trying to cheer on Matt Cannon. Cannon really fighting for the honor of the entire ICWA after McChesney had so many disparaging remarks about them at the last event. And McChesney needs to remember, he once started somewhere too.
Very true.
Jeez, what a collision!
Wow, nice shoulder tackle.
And the spit was flying on that impact.
Yeah, got a good arc on that.
Oh, and Cannon hesitated a little bit in the corner.
Parks got out of there.
Yeah, he paid for it.
And I hate to say it, but this might be showing signs of a little bit of an experience with Cannon. Parks got out of the corner, and Cannon brought him right back to it instead of adapting. It shows a certain level of
cover up the Russian leg sweep too, and no, that's a great point. It does. But will it come back to haunt Cannon later on? Idol, you got to believe he's got to be shouting instructions from ringside as well. He's got a bit of a safety net there with Idol, but that's got to be pretty much all just completely wiped away by Cherry Bomb's involvement.
Yeah, she's sort of an equalizer. One hell of an equalizer, Joe.
I think Pepper Parks is going to have dibs on her before you will, pal.
I don't mind being her Tuesday, Thursday.
Well,
I don't have to be 7 days a week.
Pepper Parks knocking Cannon into Tuesday or Thursday right now. Grounding the big man. Cannon, another one of those guys that likes to train MMA. Calls himself HD because of his the new renewed focus and clarity he's going to bring, not just to his career, to IWC wrestling in general. And the focus is going to be all on him.
Well, right now it seems Pepper Parks has something to say about that.
Well, Pepper doing the bidding of John McChesney. You know, there were probably a few bucks tossed Pepper Parks' way to help motivate him to get this job done.
I would assume. I know how McChesney likes to do business, and that seems to be the MO.
Yeah, McChesney just seems to take business personally all the time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He doesn't compartmentalize. What he does here is what he does, and he's willing to invest his money in it.
Matt Cannon's been a victim of that. Logan Shulo's been a victim of that as well, where McChesney feels that it's maybe just is right to be champion now, even though he never beat anybody for the title after losing it.
Does he have the
5
title
minutes
belt?
gone by in this
He
contest.
absolutely
5
does,
minutes.
physically.
Possessions 9/10.
I don't know about that. Crowd coming alive for Matt Cannon, who's really captured the fans' imaginations in just about a month's time. And using that power with a back suplex.
Nice form on the back suplex. Dropped him right down on the back of his shoulders, top of the back of his head.
Now, can he mount the momentum from here? That's the question.
Staying on him so far speaks of his good training.
That's
Not
right.
giving him a chance to breathe.
Yeah, shades of Justin Idol here for sure. Huge spine buster.
Kid's trying to get some accolades. He should be staying on him. Oh!
Well, measures him for the DDT. Does HT watch Cherry Bomb?
I am.
Up on the. Well, look at this.
I am.
She's seducing that young kid.
And it's working.
Idol is upset at the official. The referee, I mean, that's.
Oh! Gitten's got some claws.
That should be a disqualification.
That normally costs me $20.
And Idol almost got it. Wait a second. Marshall the ball.
Oh!
He's been suspended, but he's still the heavy of Team Big League. Oh! And now in the ring, that fisherman neckbreaker at Pepper Carson's beat him.
Here is your winner, Pepper Parks.
Pepper Parks got the win by stacking the deck. And there's the damage Team Big League can do when they set their minds to it.
And Idol is to his feet and angry and confronting the baby bull.
And Marshall does not respond well to confrontation.
No.
Well, Idol's got to worry about the well-being of his student here, Matt Cannon.
Cannon and Idol move back a little bit.
But that's the damage Team Big League can do, and they're not going to do it later tonight when McChesney and Shulo are inside a 15-foot high steel cage.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1, being accompanied to ringside by David or DiMera. They weigh in at a total combined weight of 460 pounds. Wrestling out of Boone County, here is Bronco McBride and Matt Sagaris, the Blue Collar Slaughterhouse.
Perennial top contenders to the tag team title. Matt Sagaris and Bronco McBride accompanied by their good buddy DiMera. Bronco McBride, the man in the ring right now, came out in the short end of a singles matchup at Proving Ground as part of a Young Talent Initiative, which was left in the challenge of this tag team affair here tonight. Retribution on the mind of Blue Collar.
And their opponents. Being accompanied to the ringside area by Aiden Vale, they weigh in at a total combined weight of 377 pounds. Here from Morgantown, West Virginia, here is America's next great success story, James Nutter, and his tag team partner wrestling out of St. Louis, Missouri, Iceman Tony Johnson.
James Nutter was the individual who came out on the scene and accepted the open challenge of Blue Collar Slaughterhouse back at Proving Ground and said, you know what, next time I'll have a partner. Next time I'll dig into my contacts, some of the other organizations I've appeared in, and I'll come up with a tag team partner. to face both members of Blue Collar. He comes up with Iceman Tony Johnson, who also appeared at the Proving Ground event back a month ago, but certainly impressed James Nutter enough to get this opportunity. James Nutter, known as Jimmy Nuts in some circles.
Center, Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. For those who have been living in the shadows, for those who have been living under a rock, let me tell you exactly who I am. What? My name is James Nutter, and I have been successful everywhere I have been in the world because I'm great at everything that I do. Last month I opened a challenge to you that if I beat you, that I could have a tag team match tonight at Cage Fury. And I picked the man that impressed me the most at the last show, my boy Tony Johnson. Pipe down! Obviously we're superior athletes, but I also see that you have a little friend, Dave. Well, I happen to have a friend that everyone here is quite fond of. Aiden, I know you're hurt, but I see 3 and I see 2, and I see a guy that I used to be a tag team with quite some time ago. And I know it didn't work out exactly the way we want to. Get in the ring. Come on, get in here. Get in here. I'm begging you for our friendship to join me tonight, and let's relive the past. I know you're hurt. I know you're hurt. I know your shoulder's not going to be healed for a couple more months, but
well, Aiden's got a
tonight,
separated shoulder. Why is Nutter propositioning him to join?
Jimmy, you know, I've been itchy to get back in here, man, but I'm still so young. I got a future to think about.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I said these people love you, Aiden. They chant Aiden, Aiden, Aiden at every single show I come to.
Except this one, apparently.
You're going to deny these people a chance to see a great tag team reunited?
He's forcing his hand. The guy's hurt. Come on.
You don't have the balls?
No way for a friend to talk to another friend.
You're being selfish, and I do not appreciate it. So I'm going to ask you one more time, do you have enough gall in those tights to reunite with me and make this a 6-man tag team match?
Well, it'd be a great match, but the kid's not ready. He's hurt. Don't risk further injury. He's only 20, for God's sake.
All right, I'll do it.
What?
You're on.
I don't know if I agree with that decision.
So wait, he's doing it?
Young Aiden Vale agreed.
This will now be a 6-man tag team contest scheduled for one fall.
I think that's a bad idea, Jay Worth. What about you?
Yeah, I'd say if I had a busted wing, I probably wouldn't be getting into the ring with a team, especially going against a team called Blue Collar Slaughterhouse.
Aiden's been out of action for about a month and a half now with that shoulder injury. Missed the Proving Ground, which I know just gutted him personally. But what about James Nutter's reaction towards Aiden Vale? Now, we do need to reset this and mention that before either Vale or Nutter had entered, and Nutter messes up early and hits his own partner, before Nutter or Vale entered IWC, they were a tag team in some smaller promotions around the region. They started together, and they do have a friendship dating back many years, even before they turned pro. But how about Nutter just accusing Vale of being selfish and saying that Nutter's not looking out for, or Vale's not looking out for Nutter's best interest here? It sounds like Nutter's being the selfish one.
Well, Nutter was willing to wrestle. Vale wasn't.
Well, Nutter's trying to get on this roster. Vale's already here. What the hell's the point? Nutter's the one that's got to prove himself. Aiden Vale, he did Super Indy. He's pinned John McChesney. He's done some amazing things.
I think you have some misplaced anger here, and maybe you might want to discuss this with Nutter. Calm down a little, Joe. I didn't tell him to get in the match.
Well, I'm a big Aiden Vale fan, and I don't want to see the kid get hurt.
Really? You have all his albums? You have his t-shirt?
Well, I'm not real inclined to follow his music career that much. He starts playing some monster ballads, maybe, but that's another story.
Well, yeah, duh. I mean, monster ballads.
It's Matt Sagaris in the ring right now with Iceman Tony Johnson. Tony Johnson had a great performance at Proving Ground, a losing effort to Keith Hawk. And man, Sagaris drives all his body weight in. But Johnson impressed Nutter, that's for sure. We got Johnson and Nuts as a tag team.
Good night, everybody.
Tip your waitress on the way out. As I mentioned, James Nutter, formerly known as Jimmy Nuts in some circles, thankfully not this local. Huge collision there, center of the ring. Down for the cover, and Dave DiMera only finds two. Dave DiMera's kind of been adopted by Blue Collar Slaughterhouse in recent months. Filled in for Matt Sagaris when he was out with a concussion, and now they ride the road together.
Oh, well, it's nice to be wanted and liked.
How would you know?
Shut up, Joe.
Cerberso and Nutter in the right place in the right time.
Oh, a knee right to the back from Nutter.
That devilish grin as well. I don't think Aiden Vale's too happy about that. Those are tactics we have not seen young Aiden use. Aiden's won and lost on his own merit.
He might be on the wrong, and here he comes in. Time to find out if that wing works.
And he's heavily favoring his shoulder. It's taped. He doesn't even have mobility in it yet. This is uncomfortable.
And frankly, it's not taped up to perform.
No.
I mean, normally if you were going to wrestle a match with your shoulder and you were going to tape up your shoulder for support, it'd be going up over the shoulder blades, covering your trapezius and whatnot. He just has it taped up sort of in a casual, a non-competitive manner, for lack of a better term.
A cautionary measure just for movement, mobility.
Exactly.
Yeah, even though Aiden Vale is dressed in his gear because he's out here at ringside, he did not intend to wrestle. That's for sure. Frequent tags, though, by Team Nutter.
And I will say Vale was smart. Didn't really try to utilize or test that shoulder while in.
Well, he's in this match under duress. I think he feels he's been guilt-tripped into it by Nutter, like he owes it to Nutter. Aiden Vale owes nothing to James Nutter. If anything, Nutter owes something to Aiden Vale because Nutter's the unproven talent here.
Well, then maybe he should have said that and nut it up. Nut it up.
You're terrible. Stop hitting me.
You get it?
Nutter is a champion in another regional organization, but that only gets you so far. It's all about what you've done here, what you've done for me lately.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how good your Whopper is when you're in the home of the Big Mac, you know?
Well, that's his Whopper is in trouble right now.
Nutter looking for a tag in
the neutral corner. Yeah, you got not loopy. Everybody looking for a tag now. Turning point in this six-man tag.
And Nutter trying to prevent the tag now. Had the wherewithal to try that.
Bronco in, as is Johnson. And man, Bronco explodes. And Bronco and Sagaris don't log a lot of gym time, but man, they're working out in the backwoods on the farms. They're lifting the logs and the bales of hay. They got a lot of power.
Yeah, they're big stout fellas, ain't they?
Oh, well, be careful, Aiden. What are you doing here? From the top. Aiden connects with a forearm shot. Not much he can do when he's being careful with that wing.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
And now former tag team here, Nutter and Vale. Maybe going a little old school here with their double team. The bottom drops out for Bronco McBride. And Aiden Vale, he's not comfortable on the top rope now. He's hurt. Nutter wants Aiden Vale to risk life and limb for this match, but Nutter's the one that's going to benefit here, not Aiden Vale.
Now's the time to tell him no.
Oh no, Nutter just inadvertently collided with Aiden Vale's shoulder.
Then DiMera took Nutter out.
Bronco missing in the corner. Aiden Vale in trouble here. This matchup is broken down, brawls all over the place.
Vale sticking to kicks, I've noticed.
Those round kicks about all he can do, protect his upper body. Vale with a big splash.
You can see him wince in pain as he comes down off that splash.
Oh no! Oh. Wrenching that arm, and Vale hit Nutter. Oh no!
Fujiwara.
So, you gotta tap out. You gotta tap out.
Here are your winners as a result of a submission, the Blue Collar Slaughterhouse and David R. DiMera.
Armbar hurts like hell on a well-healed 100% shoulder. On a healing separated shoulder, Ronnie McBride didn't tap out even quick. Absolutely. That's been undone. The 6 weeks of rehab Aiden Vale and tirelessly worked on. Just in a matter of about 5 seconds. And Blue Collar Slaughterhouse, I don't fault them. They're competitors. They saw weakness. They took it. They got a win. Actually, I saw him just say, hey, sorry to Aiden Vale. There was nothing personal in that.
I'm disappointed in James Nutter. You want to talk about selfish? What's he pacing around angrily for?
I'm saying probably because he lost.
Well, it's his own damn fault. It's his idea to put Aiden in this match. His idea for Aiden to go to the top rope. His idea to bring Aiden into every situation Aiden did not feel comfortable in. What's wrong with this kid?
Well, it looks like he's having a conversation with him now. Maybe they're talking it out.
Well, I hope so. Come on. At least show some common sense.
He was just trying to raise his arm in victory.
There we go. That's the... Oh, that was real funny.
Yeah, that was good.
What the hell was the point of that?
Amusement. Oh!
There's the point of that.
And Nutter right in his face.
That's how you treat your friends?
Oh, well, that's how he treats his friends. Nutter right in the face. He's yelling. He's telling him, apparently, here's how I feel you could have improved.
These guys, no, this isn't constructive criticism. Shut up.
You can't hear. You don't know.
These guys go back to be in their mid-teens together. Maybe even further.
Yeah. Even the Mona Lisa's breaking down. Everything ends, Joe. Everything ends.
Oh, it didn't have to. It's Nutter's own damn fault. He made the mistakes, and now as a result, Aiden Vale pays dearly for it. What the hell's wrong with you, Nutter? Aiden Vale needing help out here. James Nutter proved nothing to me but that he's selfish and he makes very, very poor decisions.
He lost the match, so I tend to agree with you.
Hope Aiden Vale's okay. Gutsy young kid. Just a hell of a future coming up over the next few years.
Let's just hope he has some common sense and can tell his friends no next time. Maybe avoid a little learning the hard way, so to speak.
Well, from the youngins to the peak of their existence, top contender match coming next.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with the charismatic milkshake, the party peacock himself, Dalton Castle. Now, Dalton, in just a few moments, you have a matchup against Rayne and Rowe right out there in that ring. And the winner of that
ring, Justin?
That ring right there, Dalton. And the winner of that match gets a guaranteed title shot October 20th, right back here in this building. It's a shot at the World Heavyweight title. What do you have to say to Ray Rowe?
Yo, that's the first thing I'm going to say. And then I'm going to beat him. Because all the hard work that Dalton Castle has done is going to pay off. The hours of squat thrusts, the long extensions on the ab chair at 130 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to pay off tonight. I'm ready tonight. And it looks like there's a couple of members of the Peacock flock out there who are ready too.
Oh, wait now.
Ray Rowe, it's nice of you to show up. You see, McChesney ruined my shot for the Super Indy title. You're not going to ruin mine for the heavyweight. McChesney might be afraid of you, but I'm not.
The following singles contest is scheduled for one fall, where the winner will receive a future shot at the IWC Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, he weighs in at 225 pounds, wrestling out of Albany, New York. He is the Party Peacock, Dalton Castle.
The exchange in the match between Dalton Castle and Rowe really sums up just how polarizing these two men's personalities are.
Great athletes, completely different personalities.
Best win-loss records in the company in recent memory.
Two men who've been chasing a championship opportunity for a number of months now. After this matchup, you will definitively know of one man who will receive it at No Excuses 2012, one of our next DVD.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 233 pounds, formerly of Cleveland, Ohio, now wrestling out of Houston, Texas. Here is Raymond Rowe.
Rowe is a former IWC champion. He has reached the pinnacle of this organization, but that does not make him any less hungry. Because Rowe would love to not only hold that championship for himself, but to keep it away from the likes of John McChesney.
It's almost like Ray Rowe wants the crowd to warn him.
Two polar opposites, two completely different outlooks on this industry, completely different viewpoints, different personalities, converging together. Dalton says he does not fear Ray Rowe. Rowe not thrown off by the Dalton mind games. You know, Dalton said online at IWCWrestling.com he's been lifting cinder blocks repeatedly, carrying them back and forth to turn himself into the perfect, indestructible, charismatic milkshake for this matchup. I think he may need even more than that to survive here. Look out.
Absolutely. The match started with Dalton Castle comparing himself to Ray Rowe, saying, I have fans, I have friends, I have muscles. Ray Rowe's already in Dalton Castle's head, and that's not a good sign for the charismatic milkshake when you are comparing yourself to your opponent, as opposed to looking at who you are as a sum individual.
I'll tell you, if you try to out Ray Rowe, you're going to come up on the short end of that stick big time.
No one does Ray Rowe better than Ray Rowe. Ray Rowe.
Rowe just steamrolling over Castle with that shoulder tackle. Hip lock attempt. And it'll be an interesting matchup for Rowe as well, because Rowe does not face many athletes of this size.
Very true. And to be fair, you don't often see Ray Rowe doing something that acrobatic.
Well, you may have to here. Castle to the outside. These two men were involved with Dennis Gregory at Super Hentai and Chest Flexor in a 5-way number 1 contendership matchup at Super Indy 11. Chest Flexor lucked his way into victory there, and neither of these two men have forgotten that, to be sure. They've been stewing ever since at wanting another opportunity. And what can you say to describe those knife-edge chops?
Ow, stop, no, please, God. Hit Joe instead. That's what I'd say. Sorry, Joe.
Rowe giving Dalton the scenic tour around the Court Time Sports Center. Back chop, those things sting.
I'm sure there's a 5-finger welt on his back as we speak.
Dalton with a reversal here. Check out the agility with a Hurricane Rana.
And that's what he's going to need to do to defeat Ray Rowe. Stay ahead of Rowe's power game and be able to counter what gets thrown at him. You only get so many chances of surviving Ray Rowe's offense. The less you take, the better.
Well, keeping him out of the ring is a good first step.
I agree.
You know, if Dalton wins via count out here, it's just as good as a pin or submission. Drop kick, Rowe hit hard. cracked up against that guardrail, and Dalton may be going for that count out.
Smart offense. Well, the problem is with those previous kicks, it kept resetting the count.
Oh! And through the ropes with a suicide dive. A heat-seeking missile, if you will.
You'll notice he dove between the first and second rope as opposed to the second and third.
And that maximizes the impact he gets. That maximizes the velocity.
Very true.
It's not jumping over the second and coming down. It's just a straight shot onto Ray Rowe's body.
Oh!
And we talked earlier about out Ray Rowe and Ray Rowe. Dalton's going to try it.
Well, that was a solid chop. Let's see if he can keep it going.
First thing you need is just the cojones to try to do that. And Dalton's got that in spades.
Yeah.
Forward, flying peacock. Shades of the Velociraptor. You ever been described as a charismatic milkshake, Jay Worth?
No. I was called a rather likable Sunday, but that's about as close as it got.
Rowe reverses center ring. I still got to give the power advantage to Rowe.
Oh, absolutely.
The intensity to Rowe. Crossbody Castle gets two.
And that takes nothing away from Dalton Castle, who's in phenomenal shape. It's just Rowe understands how to utilize his strength better than possibly anyone I've seen outside of maybe Hentai.
I'm just not sure who has the psychological advantage here. We talked earlier about Ray Rowe being inside Dalton's head, but Dalton's been able to respond well and kind, and let's face it, some of that peacock-themed offense, it'll throw you off, but check out Rowe. Cut off at the pass here.
Again, Dalton's has answers for the offense, and that's what he needs to do. Don't get distracted by the fact that you're in the ring with Ray Rowe.
And that's not something you see often.
No, absolutely not. I would say part of Ray Rowe's series of wins has been based upon the fact that he's gotten people scared of being in the ring with Ray Rowe.
He just has an aura of invincibility about him.
Right, a irresistible force.
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5 minutes.
There's no chink in the armor and no easy way to create one. Dalton plants the elbow. Got him, no. And this is going to be a career win for Dalton Castle if he can somehow pull this off.
Very true.
We've seen Dalton score some big wins. Faced some of the best. John McChesney, Colt Cabana. Beaten most of them. But Ray Rowe's is on a whole another level based on what he's accomplished here in IWC.
Very, very true.
I mean, we've seen Ray Rowe just take a gauntlet of 6 or 7 guys in a row and just dump them on their heads.
How many people can you name that you can think of that have been able to stand up to Samoa Joe? And it hasn't been Joe running through them.
Well, you can look at a short list there. Ray Rowe's on that list. Kurt Angle's on that list.
Yep.
Loki's on that list. I'm not sure many others are.
And so that has to be in the back of Dalton Castle's mind. And I think part of...
Well, shoulders trapped here for 2. Tight package there on that cradle.
I got to be honest. I don't know that I'd be looking to try and stay ground and looking for submissions or whatnot with Ray Rowe. I think if anyone knows how to counter stuff like that, it's going to be Rowe.
Yeah, you're not going to make Rowe tap out. You might make him pass out, but that may be just as hard. Cover, near fall again.
Top of my head, I can think of one person that made Ray Rowe pass out, and that involved some a rag and some liquid.
Absolutely. Gotta wonder what Logan, Shulo, and John McChesney are thinking. They're watching this matchup because one of them, scouting one of the next top contenders right now.
I imagine both of them are at monitors backstage paying close attention.
Series of hard shots back and forth.
Let me ask you this ridiculous idea. Would you assume that John McChesney's hoping it's Rowe because he knows Rowe a little better?
I don't believe so. I don't think McChesney wants any part of Ray Rowe anymore. And check this out. Dalton is meeting Rowe suplex for suplex.
I don't have words. I'm impressed.
Unreal, the belly to belly, and now the deadlift German. But the fight in Dalton Castle, getting back to his feet, and Rowe gets dropped on his head!
Castle released that early and just planted him square on the back of the skull.
And Rowe shrugging it off, or at least trying to.
Oh!
Death Row!
Knee to the back of the head.
Dalton is out. No, what? Dalton's kicked out of Death Row.
Almost an inverted go to sleep. That knee right to the back of the head. It scrambles the way you process everything. You have no idea where you are or what's going on. That was Castle working on sheer instinct.
Yeah, he realized enough, even subconsciously, to kick out, and that threw Rowe off his game. Crossface.
And look at the angle he's pulling back at.
You can see the torque, the arc on the lower back of Dalton Castle.
Those thoracic vertebrae are not supposed to bend in that angle.
Well, Castle's turned sideways, and then he rolls with the weight. Nicely done. And now Castle with a submission of his own, the half crowd. And look at how low to the ground Castle's rear end is. Right up against the lower back of Rowe. There was no give. There was no room to breathe. No room to bridge up and counter.
It puts a lot more torque on the knee as opposed to the back. Still hurts like hell, if I can say hell again.
Yeah, that's a 1-2 punch right there. The back is bent, the knee is stretched, and there's nowhere to move because Dalton was sitting perfectly. But Rowe was able to just use that straight raw power. Back to the chops.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
Heart-stopping impact.
Castle fighting his way, trying not to get sat on the top rope.
And Rowe setting up for high risk. Rowe would love to go suplex from here. Knockout shot potentially.
Whoa.
Oh, Rowe went for everything, but don't counter. Power no. What a counter.
He had him stacked up. Oh.
Deadlift.
Oh.
You gotta be kidding me. He beat him.
Here is your winner and receiving a shot October the 20th, right back here at courtside for the IWC Heavyweight Championship, the Party Peacock, Dalton Castle.
That is huge. Not only did Dalton Castle pin Ray Rowe clean, he did play in Ray Rowe's own game of suplexes.
I don't know that I were on high enough that you would have given me where I would have said that Dalton Castle would beat Ray Rowe through power. And that was what he did with that deadlift German. Impressive win by Dalton Castle.
Ray Rowe has been a suplex machine for years, an emotionless assassin. It's been his calling card, his MO. But let's let this sink in. Ray Rowe just got out suplex. Unreal.
And Dalton Castle, if I had won that as much as I've been celebrating getting out of the ring for when the Grizzlies that World Cup, Dalton Castle's not running. He's a braver man than I. A dumber man than I, but he's a braver man than I.
And Rowe is hurt. What a historic moment we have seen here.
Ray Rowe has been the dominant man for years, but Dalton Castle just leapfrogged over the baddest man in IWC. This is amazing. And it's not easy to earn Ray Rowe's respect.
It is not.
But Dalton Castle just did. That's huge. That's a big time.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your winner and receiving a future shot at the IWC Heavyweight Championship, Dalton Castle.
I think Dalton Castle has officially arrived as a major player in IWC. And he could be the next champion. After tonight, Dalton will challenge at no excuses October 20th after a career-making victory.
In the title shot, congratulations, Dalton Castle.
That title's at stake.
They weigh in at a full combined weight of 422 pounds. First, he received formal training at Hayabusa, Japan. He is Super Hentai. And his tag team partner wrestling out of North Shore, he is the War Machine, Dennis Gregory. Together, they are the Founding Fathers.
It's been a while since we've seen the Founding Fathers in tag team action here in IWC, but man, who can forget the absolute stranglehold they had in this organization, its titles, and its front office for so many months.
They defined leadership and the idea of it will be done their way or they will change it here in IWC.
All right, here's the story. None of you bitches emailed me, wrote me, or nothing when I was in Afghanistan. I didn't need you then. I don't need you now.
Simple and to the point. Neither of these teams have endeared themselves to the fact.
And their opponents. They weigh in at a total combined weight of 360 pounds, wrestling out of your mama's bedroom. They are your reigning and defending IWC Tag Team Champions, the Booty Call Bandit Nickie Valentino and Bobby Beverly, the One-Nighters.
One-Nighters stuck in the back door and captured the tag championships in December. Ever since, they've been dominant. But the Founding Fathers, they claim they never lost the championships, which is not entirely true. They restricted the championships to the holders of the belts not being able to defend them. I believe Jimmy Vegas was injured at that point, and Dennis Gregory ended up leaving the company to serve overseas. As a result, I believe Vegas and Hentai decided to enter the four-way fray for the Tag Team Championship. Did not come out on the upper hand. It was the One-Nighters that have. And now the Founders have a chance to regain the gold.
And you know in the back of their head they've had that on their minds for a while. Hentai has a hold of Nickie Valentino there.
Hentai flies!
Oh, and landed on
His own partner. One-Nighters, the younger of the two teams, staying a step ahead. Valentino goes crossbody.
Valentino putting the fists to Hentai.
Beverly measuring Hentai. I guess what are these illegal men by default now? No, here comes Valentino. No control thus far. Valentino got to start out with Hentai.
Gregory kneeling and seems almost waiting, looking for a good opportunity. That's the thing about Gregory, a tactician. Always looking for an opportunity to exploit.
Yeah, he will beat you with his mind, for sure.
Absolutely.
Five-time IWC champion, that's a record. Suplex into a float over. You know, Valentino was on IndyWrestling.com lamenting about how he doesn't agree with the fact that, well, much the same we've talked about for the past couple of years, that the Founding Fathers used their past experience and their veteran status to get some unfair breaks in the course of their matchmaking over the past few years.
No, they absolutely have, but you know, you get certain advantages by staying around and accomplishing what the Founding Fathers have accomplished.
Don't you get advantages being a champion as well?
Yeah, well, I was talking to the Founding Fathers, and I asked them about their opponents tonight. Blind tag there, by the way. And Hentai said that Valentino was fat and ugly.
Ooh, Valentino got hung up on that steel bolt.
And he was going to take his belt tonight, so...
Well, I don't think Valentino would agree with any of those assertions.
I don't think Valentino's agreeing with anything at this point. I just heard him yell, "Oh, this sucks." So.
In that position, I don't blame him.
Yeah. A bolt right to the.
Oh, check out this submission. Well, not a submission attempt because it's illegally done, but check out this hold, putting a lot of torque on the neck and shoulders of Bobby Beverly with the assistance, illegally so, of Hentai.
And.
Modified
Beverly
scissors.
finally getting his way around here.
This crowd is in a hush. It's hard to figure out who this crowd dislikes the least.
Probably the one-nighters. I'd say this crowd pretty much hates the Founding Fathers.
Well, Beverly and Valentino ain't nothing to sneeze at either.
True.
I've never liked that Beverly guy.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a pregnant. He's holding water like a pregnant woman. Man, just saying. I call it like I sees it, Joe.
I hope Bobby gets a copy of this disc. Hentai tagged in. Shot right to the pregnant-esque stomach of Bobby Beverly.
Oh, and Beverly not even reaching for the tag. There, now he is. Not that Hentai would have let it happen.
Not at all.
No.
Keep in mind, Hentai, former multiple-time tag champion, beat the original Midnight Express for that honor. Remember that?
I remember it well.
2 count.
A battle all around. Where the hell were we? Pennsylvania?
No, we were in Uniontown.
Same difference.
Tagging to Denny Gregory. Great frequent tags by the Fathers.
They had to wipe the cow manure off the belts.
Oh, stop it.
Oh!
Well, Beverly doing his best to counter out of harm's way. Hentai Gregory just clocked heads and tagged Valentino. Of course, the 3 championships on the line here tonight.
Valentino, a house of fire against both of the Founding Fathers, doing well in a 2-on-1 situation.
There's that youthful exuberance. And, Gregory just contact made with the official. This could get dangerous without any law out here. Double suplex, nicely done. And Hentai bottom dropped out from him. One-nighters in their element right now.
Absolutely in control of this. Founding Fathers.
What the hell is this? That's Jimmy Vegas. That's the other remaining Founding Father. He just clocked Valentino.
Oh!
Snap power slam to Beverly from Hentai.
I don't know that I would, but were I Valentino, I would try and...
Look out! That's the edge of the ring for him. That's the hardest part of the ring. Metal meets wood.
Almost a variation on an F5 there. Just flung him around and dropped him on the apron.
I think that was the one-armed bandit that just drilled Valentino.
Oh!
Beverly miscue.
Speaking of drilling Valentino.
Payback from earlier when the Fathers hit their own man. Now the one-nighters do it. Triple knees.
Oh! It's got to be hard to breathe.
And a spear. And when it's 3-on-2, the result may be inevitable.
Oh!
More knees. That's 6 in total.
Howling fury.
And the Fathers, we got new champions.
Count to 1,000,000.
Here are your winners and new IWC Tag Team Champions, the Founding Fathers.
A big-time assist to Jimmy Vegas, and now the Fathers have some traction again.
Handing out the belts to his comrades. Did he get caught?
No, he did not.
Then it's legal.
And after nearly a year of being on the outs, the Fathers get some stroke back. And that's never a good thing for the rest of us.
Well, not for you. They like me.
Well,
To be fair, I am very likable.
you spout off their propaganda. Well, all 3 of you guys won this title, but all 3 of you aren't going to defend it, that's for sure.
I don't know. Do we have a rule against that?
Whatever, 2 guys in a... Never mind.
Raymond rule.
One-nighters. It only took one night for all their work to go up in smoke.
You can see Valentino's hot over that.
not as good looking as he was 10 minutes ago, because one of those titles, not around his waist.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with the man that, well, at least currently physically holds the IWC World Heavyweight title. This is Big League John McChesney.
Did you say physically holds? I am the real world champion of IWC. Call me the world champion.
Big League Logan Shulo is the official.
I said Plummer. I call me the world champion.
Listen, out of respect to Logan. What? Okay. Your current IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Big League John McChesney.
Get out of my face. Get out of here. Get out of here! It's a celebration again, Pittsburgh. Team Big League is getting it done like always. The beautiful Cherry Bomb and Pepper Parks took care of that idiot, Mr. HD. And though the record books might not say I'm the champion, Logan Shulo, you're a toilet paper champion since day one. I'm the real champion around here. And you know what? A couple weeks ago at Proving Grounds, this belt really could have been around one of our waists for real. But no, somebody had to screw that up, didn't they? Huh? Oh, whoa, what, Marshall? Chest flexor, this belt is coming home with Team Big League. You want to be a part of our team, don't you? Then shape up. Because if you don't, and we don't go home with this, I wouldn't want to be you. See you in a little bit, Logan Shulo.
The following singles contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the IWC Super Indy Championship. Introducing first the challenger. He weighs in at 175 pounds. Originally wrestling out of Baltimore, Maryland, now residing in Kobe, Japan. Here is Rich Swann.
Rich Swann, full of energy, maybe best known for his stint in Ronin in Dragon Gate USA, but after an extended tour of Japan, studying under the likes of Shima, the Japanese Shima, Naruki Doi, Pac, and Masato Yoshino, Rich Swann is, much like we talked about earlier, a competitor even better and more rounded than ever before.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 205 pounds. Wrestling out of the Last House on the left, New Jersey, he is the reigning and defending IWC Super Indy Champion, Sami Callihan!
Sami Callihan beat Facade in the finals of Super Indy 11 in order to reach his goal, capitalizing on a knee injury suffered by Facade earlier that night. We'll talk about more as the night progresses. Such a physical style, such a determined athlete who has been all over Europe and Japan in recent weeks. And you gotta believe Facade would love a shot back at that championship, but he's got a personal grudge to deal with tonight first in the form of Gory.
Yeah, at this point he has to be thinking about that.
Rich Swann is arguing with a ringside fan over
Oh!
who is cuter, and I don't think it's Rich Swann after that impact. That impact is Sami Callihan in a nutshell, just unloading, just relentlessly, animalistically. This guy's like a caged animal.
He's vicious.
Who hasn't been fed lately. How about that vicious stretch muffler submission hold that led to Callihan getting the victory in each of his Super Indy matchups?
Yeah, well, twisting that guy around in the opposite direction that his back normally goes. His legs normally go. His back and his legs normally go. You don't sit in that long.
Not at all. And Callihan has is the most tournament-tested athlete in this industry today. East Coast, Southeast, in the West Coast, in Germany. Callihan has won tournaments, or at the very least been a finalist, everywhere that there are tournaments.
And wow, he was just fish hooking Rich Swann there.
It's a vicious style. Swann's an aerialist. He loves to take to the sky. And there you see breathtaking gracefulness.
Stiff kick.
Swann getting ready to fly. Callihan, no. Well, that didn't work out.
Well, it stopped him from flying momentarily.
Up and over. Oh no, Swann landed hard on his ankle. It just planted his feet wrong there, and just the weight driven down to the side of the ankle. Callihan, capitalizing as one would, and targeting the suicide dive. Almost went through the guardrail.
Hard into the guardrail. I don't know that I've seen an impact like that in a while.
You can hear the steel flying out there. These men just manipulating their surroundings.
And now Swann gets another introduction to the guardrail. Callihan backing up to get a little bit of steam.
Oh yeah, measuring Rich Swann. Look out! And the impact tells the story there. And again into the opposite side. This is a Sami Callihan match right now, to say the least.
I was going to say, this definitely lends towards Sami Callihan's strengths, doesn't it?
Sami got to charge in one more time. Look out, Swann.
Callihan Death Machine is rolling in full effect on the... Oh! I spoke too soon, Joe.
Now Swann counters. They're brawling up back by here.
Oh.
Well, they're dangerously close to that steel ramp. And nothing comes good out of that scenario.
No, not at
all.
all.
No! Gee. Swann hits face first.
Just dumped right onto that ramp.
I think Callihan baited Rich Swann in with that. Callihan took this match over near the guardrail. He had that plan, and Sami going to try to win via countout.
A win is a win.
Well, yeah, but it's not what Super Indy's all about. Facade never tried to win like that.
No, Facade didn't have the experience or smarts, apparently, of Callihan.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
I would take every win by countout if I got the opportunity.
I look at Sami Callihan, intelligence is not one of the first words that comes to mind.
Well, it should be. Look at him.
Merciless, yes. Jeez! Good night, that could be it. I can't remember the last time I've seen torque like that in a sit-down powerbomb.
You know what develops that torque? That's a sufficient amount of intelligence.
Or power, ruthlessness.
Well, yeah, there's that, but he has to know how to apply it.
Malice.
Don't think that just because there's a raging animal in the ring that it's not thinking.
Well, I'm not denying that it's thinking. What it's thinking about is another story.
It is unwise to misrepresent your opponent, for lack of a better term.
Well, cover in the ring, too. Well,
do not underestimate Sami Callihan. Just because he's a cannonball flying at you doesn't mean he doesn't have some sort of thought process behind it.
Very hard to classify Sami Callihan in just one category when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's a complex individual.
I mean, he's a brawler, sure, but we've seen him wrestle.
Oh yeah.
We've seen the strength of his mat game.
In the infancy of his career, he studied under the great Les Thatcher.
Yeah. And every now and then we saw him do that dive.
Gee!
Oh.
Huge splash, and that is an intelligent maneuver. I will give Sami Callihan using the spring of the ropes as an offensive weapon.
Yep. he's proving my point for me.
Callihan starting that trash talking now. That's psychological warfare, a big part of the Callihan arsenal as well.
Yeah, he does that just as well as he does the brawling. You start listening to Sami Callihan, and eventually he's going to get into your head.
You ain't kidding.
And of all the people I wouldn't want in my head, I'd put Sami Callihan at the top of that list.
But check out Swann unloading. You tell me Rich Swann can't be physical. Ooh, he's proving you wrong. Rich Swann, again, those times in those Japanese dojos, you know, certainly from your years of study, how physical a style they have in Japan compared to the United States.
I've been in Japanese dojos personally.
Jeez.
Oh.
Well, so both of these men.
I know just how brutal it can be.
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5 minutes.
Major Swann again. Straight up boots to the side of the head. Can you believe it?
And that's the, third or fourth, just straight kick to the head. Let's not forget the,
Watch Swann just spring up. And that momentum sent Callihan all the way out of the ring.
But again, smart move by Callihan. He can't get pinned out there. Gives him a chance to try and regroup a little.
Swann like grace. Oh my Lord. Swann overshot Callihan. Did not get all of that impact. But man, he damn sure got enough.
Swann up. Did he land face first?
Can you imagine how far Swann would have traveled if he wasn't aiming for Sami Callihan?
Might have actually hit civilization.
Swann went to follow up, but both men on even keel right now. Jeez! A drop kick.
Oh!
Head scissor spikes him.
He just held on to his head with his knees and brought him down right to the mat. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Frankensteiner-esque. And Swann's feeling. We could be looking at our next Super Indy champion, Jay-Word.
He's getting real close.
Now what could this be? Huge elevation, but the weight, the height, and the elevation came back to haunt him because Callihan got the knees.
Sami to his feet. Oh!
And a Hansen-like lariat. That's the power Callihan possesses. Near fall.
He wasn't looking to clothesline him, he was looking to clothesline through him with that. Oh!
There's a stretch muffler. Callihan.
The hip, the back, the knees. Oh!
Ran rough shot through Super Indy, but Swann counters near fall. Swann almost captures the title. A spin kick.
Sami tried to get some hands up to block that, but Swann still made great contact.
Sami gets the foot up, but Swann gets the foot up higher. Amazing vertical leap. Callihan was 7-8 feet off the ground, and Swann snaps off that Hurricane Rana. Handspring into a cutter. That's the Kentucky Fried Cutter, and he almost got it. Kentucky Fried Cutter almost got the job done.
That was really close.
And that's right after that top rope offense.
I am not one to normally go with conspiracies or point out flaws, but that's not true. I totally am. However, I think the ref was a little slow on that count. I think had he been correctly timed, that would have been 3.
Well, we can argue about the ref and his magic bullet later. Right now, we've got a huge thrust kick.
10 minutes gone by in this contest. 10 minutes.
Can you believe this offense?
Oh, he didn't get the torque.
No. Callihan hung on, shifted the weight. Death Valley driver. Could it be all? Got it.
Here is your winner and still IWC Super Indy Champion, Sami Callihan.
Struck him up, but it wasn't enough here tonight. Couldn't get it locked in. But after Rich Swann pulled out his best, the lead from Swann Pod, followed by the Kentucky Fried Cutter. David Callihan persevered, got that DVD, and retained that Super Indy title.
Callihan has that belt for a reason. So why tonight? Animalistic sure. But there's a brain and a strategy behind all of that. It's what lets him keep holding that title.
How do you stop? I was going to ask how you stop Sami Callihan.
He hasn't yet.
Yeah, how do you stop him now? Might be the better. Well, handshake, respect. Gotta appreciate that. But Sami, still the Super Indy champion. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, it's crunch time. The cages are about to be assembled.
I'll get my hammer.
For the IWC World Heavyweight Championship. Now in this contest, victory can be obtained via pinfall, submission, or escape the cage, and both feet touching the floor. Introducing first, the challenger. He weighs in at 195 pounds, wrestling out of Erie, Pennsylvania. He is being escorted to ringside by Marshall Gambino. He is the leader of Team Big League, John McChesney.
John McChesney is the second longest reigning champion in IWC history. However, this unvisual, inaccurate. McChesney is not the current IWC champion. Logan Shulo the account out and stole the championship afterwards. Currently holds the IWC belt only in his physical sense. McChesney feels it's his birthright specially to be the man of this organization. Feels Logan Shulo didn't deserve it, didn't earn his right up top. Shulo has been valiantly fighting ever since he won that championship to prove critics like that wrong. Tonight, the ultimate test for both these men and their opposing people.
How many matches does it take John McChesney in here in IWC?
I'll be upwards of about a half a dozen.
How many do you think like Shulo?
Absolutely none.
John McChesney already starts
in 2005, McChesney defeated the Paul Angel Christopher Daniels while Daniels was X-Division champion of the world. A few years later, he beat Larry Sweetie. He's won a couple of war games.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 225 pounds, wrestling out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He is the front man, the elite athlete, the heavy metal Jesus, and the reigning and defending IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Logan Shulo.
And Logan Shulo is looking huge.
Now he's been training.
Logan knows he is in for the fight of his life in unfamiliar terrain against a predator who has mastered this edifice.
And a couple of big league fans up front, Shulo has some words for them.
Look out! Gee! McChesney just drop kicked the door right into Shulo, and the impact broke the door.
And Shulo just escaped the cage.
Well, the bell had not sounded yet,
Or I'm sorry, McChesney escaped the cage.
but McChesney jump-starting this matchup much like Daniels had to McChesney years prior. That shows you McChesney learning from his surroundings and his history.
Very true.
And went Marshall the Bull, who the cage is erected to keep Marshall from getting involved, and now we got a table inserted into this.
They're not in the cage.
Well, we need to get him in the cage so we can officially start this matchup. The bell has not rung.
Oh, I don't know. It looked like McChesney rang Shulo's bell.
And that's another shortcut, a cheap shot to avoid settling this man-to-man.
Did it work? It's been effective so far.
And Chuck Roberts ejecting Marshall the Bull, the bodyguard of Team Big League. And that's the right call. We need to settle this thing.
Well, if it's supposed to be settled, put him in the cage and settle it.
And we got a table ringside. That does not bode well for McChesney, who has tasted the cold steel and wood of that table in a couple of cage matches prior. But McChesney looking to erase those prior bad memories with a potential title win.
And that door already falling apart.
And we're just
The
getting
cage-
started.
Yeah. It looks like the side of the cage sort of went a little cattywampus there when the door got struck too. I think he was rubbing his head against it. He being John McChesney rubbing Logan Shulo's head against it.
Yeah, well, not so much rubbing, it's just scraping and digging away at the skin.
You say tomato.
Ouch. Now what a violent ordeal we've had. We're not even inside the cage yet. This matchup has not started.
Well, this is the one of those lessons that Logan Shulo needs to learn. He went after the title belt. He won the title belt. This is the kind of thing that happens when you hold the title belt.
And McChesney looking to utilize that table from the get-go.
Well, can you blame him?
Well, I don't blame him for trying to take a risk, but is Shulo softened up enough for this? John is
Shulo's up.
15 feet off the ground. Oh, my God. Big League crotch, and believe it or not, it could have ended a lot worse for him than that.
Yeah. It's sad that that's one of the favorable outcomes.
And Shulo battling with McChesney on top of this cage. And these are two big guys here.
McChesney lost his balance. Shulo took advantage. Scaled the rest of the cage quickly.
And now the match has started.
Popped him in the head.
And Shulo
Double axe handle.
starts this matchup emphatically. Randy Savage-esque.
Much better than Ric Flair-esque.
Well, that's very true. Savage and Lawler, famous cage matches some 30 years ago. And all that time later, the cage is still one of the most ominous and intimidating structures in this industry.
Foreboding. Were I to use an adjective, I would go with foreboding.
I believe you did. And Shulo all over McChesney right now. The question is, what can McChesney do without Marshall, without Flexer, Pepper Parks, or Cherry Bomb? Team Big League is not a factor right now. It's one-on-one. It's put up or shut up time for the man that claims he is rightfully worthy of the championship, John McChesney.
Well, and let's be honest, John McChesney has been able to answer these questions time and time again.
And McChesney trying to escape.
The reason he's been a champion and held championships as long as he has,
and a second
because
time,
of disability.
And these guys have to be careful because there's all kinds of hooks and series of support systems and bracketing into this cage, not just to support the steel cage, but also to hang these weapons up for our main event.
Sure, and you know, this is not a pristine cage. There are missing loops, there are bends, there are sharp edges.
And there's shards of metal sticking out. This is not a structure that was built for its classy good looks. It was built to contain these men and to hurt people.
Very, very true.
These aren't blue bars out here. And Big League introduced to each side of the cage. They've been acquainted before, but maybe never with the force that Logan Shulo has behind him.
Yeah. That extra weight he put on his frame definitely helping.
And now the delayed suplex. Chest flexor was up for 75 seconds. John McChesney meeting a similar fate. The blood rushes to the brain. The equilibrium will be thrown off, and you may not have enough to kick out, but McChesney does. That's just scary powerful.
Shulo, smart, looking to get out of the cage.
You can win via pin or submission. You can win via escape. It's just as good either way.
And Shulo actually slowed down a little there by his hair. A disadvantage. He had to get it out of his eyes to continue climbing. And that gave McChesney the chance to get up there and pull him down.
Handful of trunks, but it's perfectly legal in this environment, quite obviously. Big League sets Shulo up and drives him into the steel.
And then he just slides the whole way down.
Yeah, just scraping across the body. No way for Shulo, no way for him to protect his landing or his fall.
Have you ever been thrown into a cage, Joe?
No, I haven't, and I intend to keep it that way.
I've been thrown into a fence that was of similar material, and I can tell you it hurt like hell.
And that was without the IWC Championship in the mix.
Exactly. And to be fair, there was probably some wobbly pops, if you know what I mean. A couple of adult sodas.
Well, McChesney, I'm sure will be all about having a couple of those later on to celebrate if he escapes this matchup as the official IWC champion, which again he is not currently.
Well, all it takes is a short climb and a quick drop, and it's his.
Shulo mounts the offensive here against one of the most decorated athletes in IWC history. McChesney back with an elbow.
Point of the elbow right to the nose. Well planted.
Being up here. No. Barely a count of two, if that.
Logan Shulo still has a lot of gas in the tank.
And those are championship instincts. You don't want to get caught on your shoulders any more often than you have to.
Yep. Not to mention, Shulo has the little extra incentive of wanting to get what is rightfully his back.
Catapult. Shulo hits the steel. He got elevated big time.
Hit right in the center where that reinforced steel pipe is. Hurts a little worse.
And McChesney, I sensed a bit of frustration on his face a moment ago.
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5 minutes.
McChesney feels like he does not even need to have this match to prove himself. He feels it's a formality. He feels this matchup is a foregone conclusion. And I would respectfully disagree.
I would as well. Logan Shulo, despite being inexperienced in a cage match, a relatively young competitor, definitely has what it takes to hold on to this belt. Oh!
Frog splash, McChesney from the top. But the impact took the wind out of McChesney as well. Big League could have pinned Shulo and possibly won the championship, but he was in too much pain.
And now he's fighting his way up to his feet. Wow, the crowd's solemnly behind Logan Shulo. I can't hear anyone for Big League. I know he has some fans here.
Well, it's Shulo.
Whoa.
Amazing vertical leap. McChesney death grip on the cage. Who's going to win out in this battle?
Shulo looking for a German off of the top and halfway up the cage.
And Shulo's got a lot of discoloration on his body right now. The welts and cuts and bruises from this cage are starting to show. Big red mark on the side of Shulo's body right now. And a second vertical leap. A superplex release. What impact?
A superplex that it looked like, I don't know if Shulo let go or McChesney got free, but he ended up just free falling. Definitely not how you want to land.
And Shulo has turned the tide in one fell swoop. One motion here. And Shulo met with the right hands of Big League John McChesney. Shulo absorbs the punishment. Big League elevated. Look out. McChesney fights off.
Gets through the legs. It goes right for the climb for the win. I don't blame him.
No, but Shulo catches him. Oh no. Jeez!
Oh.
Elevated into the side of the cage. Very little give.
He is lucky that he didn't get thrown right through the cage, frankly.
With the power of Shulo, it's not out of the question.
The other bad part is he landed above that support and then just sort of slid down, so he ended up taking a steel bar right to his back at one point.
You can see that the left side of Shulo's back, right around the deltoid area, severely damaged, reddened, and
just raw from the level of red.
Yeah, Shulo looking to escape here. Shulo to retain the title.
The other side.
Oh, but don't underestimate the quickness of McChesney. But Shulo's more than halfway home.
And Shulo was hanging there. He just couldn't seem to fall.
Well,
McChesney holding on to him.
Yeah, McChesney had a double handful of hair.
And he pulls him back in with that hair.
Geez, this is precarious up here. Both men could get seriously hurt.
Oh.
McChesney tripped up. What in the world is this?
He's holding him by the ears, by the hair. McChesney trying to... Oh!
Jeez!
McChesney knows how that feels.
Shulo's got to be about 230 pounds.
Low-key has done the same thing to McChesney before.
But Low-key never had the mass of Logan Shulo.
Very true.
Electric chair. Coming up. Shulo goes powerbomb from here. McChesney knows that position well. He's finished many men off from an electric chair.
McChesney, a big step up to the top of the cage.
Right off the shoulders of Logan. Logan doesn't realize it. Now he does.
Oh.
Be careful, Logan. Don't chop McChesney out of that ring. And now both men are on the very top. They are 15 feet above the floor of this arena.
Just throwing shot after shot.
They both ended up back in.
And Logan Shulo lost his footing there and fell.
Oh, no. We got Team Big League out here. Flexor, Ginger, Pepper Parks, Cherry Bomb, and Flexor getting involved. Somebody stop this. Marshall's been thrown out of the building, but these nuisances haven't.
Oh, Flexor to the top. Taking some... But Shulo just met him.
Marshall threatened Flexor earlier.
Oh!
And Flexor took the bullet. Fluxer with a major sacrifice.
10 minutes gone by in this contest. 10 minutes.
He had to have been 8-10 feet in the air and just went right through that table. Cherry Bomb and Pepper Parks looking to make sure that he's alive.
Well, now wait, the door just opened. Who in the hell's watching the door?
Well, both refs.
Well, the one on the outside's an idiot because he's not running on McChesney trying to get out.
Well, are you allowed to get out through the door?
You absolutely can, but it has to be both feet. The hands can't touch. The hands don't count. And Fluxer's lifeless body carried out. Back in the ring, action continues. Logan going powerbomb. McChesney counters.
Oh!
The super kick. New champion. Got it. No.
I gotta say, I would have thought McChesney would have gone for the super kick and then looked to get out of there. You try and pin someone, you give them an idea what you're doing. You just let them lay there after hitting them. They stay in a daze. He may have had a better chance of getting out. Uh-oh.
What? The position again. Can Logan make the midair switch? Don't waste time here. Got it! But did he get all of it? McChesney almost slipped away, but not to any avail.
Here is your winner, and still IWC World Heavyweight Champion, the Heavy Metal Jesus, Logan Shulo.
McChesney trying to swarm out of the powerbomb at the last second. But Shulo held on steadfast, and that powerbomb claimed another victim. And we now know, Jay Worth, who does truly lay claim to the IWC title.
A big congratulations to Logan Shulo. Welcome to the next level of being your champion. You got more steel cage matches, 4 meetings ahead of you. I hope you like the taste. I hope it's worth it. You did great, kid. Uh-oh. That door's open.
Well, I think it's time for Team Big League to regroup. And time for Logan to rejoice in the moment. The biggest IWC title win of his young career. And we're still not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. In just a moment, the weapons will be hung, and Facade and Gory will enter hell.
It's evolution! unlocked. Time to rock, time to rock. It's evolution. Just evolution. It's evolution. Sometimes we seize the day, a heartless game they try to play, to take our lives and eat them up with full pride and make it go away. To make it go away. This twisted secret of twisted away. Become the hidden flame. Darkness will go away.
From the Court Time Sports Complex in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, it is time for your IWC Caged Fury main event of the evening. It is a special Escape the Cage Weapons Cage match. Anything and everything is legal inside the cage. The only way to win is to escape the cage and both feet touch the arena floor. Introducing first,
Welcome to my nightmare.
he weighs in at 175 pounds, from the Broken Mirror, Gory!
The evolution of this rivalry really goes hand in hand with the evolution of Gory. The transformation from a great young kid with a bright future named Jason Gory into the animalistic, merciless embodiment of evil that we see today.
You're talking about a guy who has trained, has worked, has fought as hard as anyone else here, and felt that he was passed over, that he was not given the fair attention that he deserved, and it changed him.
And you're seeing the physical manifestation of that anger and that bitterness.
I don't know. I've known Jason Gory as long as he's been here, and I don't know that I've seen Jason Gory in a while. I've only seen Gory.
Yeah, this is not Jason for sure. And we need to mention, this is not Gory playing dress up. This is the state of mind he's been brought to. Very evil and conniving.
You'll notice he's not taking off the glove.
Very good point.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 185 pounds, and he's a roaming the streets at night, creeping while you're sleeping. He is the aerosol assassin, the neon ninja, Facade!
This man's Super Indy title win celebration was ruined by Gory. This man's Super Indy 11 tournament was ruined by Gory. Facade had eliminated Gory from Super Indy 11. When Gory would not release that pestilence choke, Facade reversed the pressure, pinned Gory while Gory still had the hold of Fly. After that match, Gory injured the knee of Facade, which ended up leading to Facade's eventual demise. Facade's meteoric rise this year, every pothole he's encountered, is directly due to the man in the ring, Gory. Men that used to be best of friends are now the most hated of rivals. They were a great tag team, but after a while the spotlight can only shine on one man. And after years of, in his mind, playing second fiddle to Zema Ion, Gory couldn't stand watching history repeat itself, and this tag team was dissolved in violent fashion.
The worst attack you can ever have is from someone who's standing right beside you. The one that you don't see coming is the one that hurts the most.
Yeah.
And this is the proof of it.
And here we go. There are weapons hung all around this weapon in its own right. This 15-foot high cage. Only way to win is by escaping. And Gory has not taken off that sharp glove with those knives or whatever you want to call them sticking out of the knuckles.
And he stepped on the hand there for a moment. I think he got the glove off.
But I'm not sure that it's out of the cage.
No, not yet. But at least it's not thrust into his abdomen or in danger of being at this point.
And this is no disqualification as it was meant to be. Gory takes the chair but got caught. It's a bit early to go for these weapons here because you can get blindsided quite easily.
Well, at the same time, you want the advantage. Go for the advantage early.
These men have battled over a dozen times in 4 different U.S. states at least since this rivalry was spawned late last year.
And the best part, I don't know that any two men know each other better than these two. They've been tag team partners, and now they're bitter enemies.
Well, their history goes all the way back to before either of these men were in an IWC wrestling ring as official competitors.
Well, very true. Very true.
Facade hits a spin kick to take down Gory. Facade looking to literally and figuratively exorcise this demon that has been bothering him for so many months.
Now, I would point out that the cage tends to limit the high flying, which are what both of these men are known for. So it's going to be an interesting match as far as this match does not play to either man's strengths.
No, I don't think this issue plays to either man's strength. This is not about a great wrestling match. It's not about a technical clinic, and it's not about dazzling this audience. It's about pain. It's about agony, and it's about extracting very physical revenge for some very wrong deeds.
It's about 5 pounds of steel chair brought across a man's back is what it is.
Facade with a suplex. You can tell Facade is dressed to fight. You can tell Gory is in the mindset to maim.
And Facade's pointing at...
Oh, look out. Facade went to escape.
Nunchucks. I think he has nunchucks.
Well, you want to talk about playing to strengths. Facade has always been quite ninja-like. He studied the Japanese culture, the Japanese ring style.
I think he lost him out of the cage.
There'll be weapons scattered all over this place before we're all said and done.
Oh.
Hard neck break. You can see the whiplash-like effect of Facade's body.
He brought him down across his shoulders, angled at about 45 degrees. Just a terrible way to have your neck wrenched.
And no one can stop this blatant choke. Gory can just choke Facade's life out of him and just saunter out of this cage.
Very true.
But I think Gory has even more sinister plans in mind. He wants Facade to suffer.
He wants Facade awake for the suffering as well. Not choked out and not feeling what's happening.
Well, both these men have had encounters with the steel. And now Facade. Check, that's the side of Facade we haven't seen before.
His sign said, "Welcome to the Murder Dome."
Just unbridled rage.
He just yelled, "I'll kill you."
That may be what it has to come to definitively end this issue.
Well, I hope not.
And if I'm Facade, I'm not going to goad on Gory. Because Gory doesn't need a lot of provocation. And there you see a perfect example.
And you heard Gory scream there as he went and hit him. I think that encapsulates Gory right now as well as anything I can think of. Screaming and a punch.
And now a chair. Jesus, back. And that chair is just horribly bent and disfigured.
Well, when you swing it at full strength at someone's back. Oh, he's picked the glove back up.
Oh my God. And that could horribly disfigure Facade.
Oh!
Jeez! Just raking the back of Facade with those sharp objects.
Well, we don't know how sharp they are.
Jam across the chest. That is hideous. What's wrong with you? Oh no.
Oh.
Into the head. Gory and Facade struggling now for control of that object, that glove.
He has it blocked for the time being.
Oh, and this is where that neck strength comes so in handy. That bridge up to keep from going flat, losing all your momentum and leverage. And Facade trying to reverse this thing. Facade is a bit taller than Gory. Oh, God. That is so uncomfortable.
5 minutes gone by this contest. 5 minutes.
It reminds me of Bruce Lee and Mr. Han at the end of Enter the Dragon, just raking those claws across his back.
That's just vile.
Well, we weren't expecting a gentleman's contest here now, were we?
Well, not at all. Oh, Facade tried to hit the door.
Making sure he doesn't get out.
But Gory is not finished. Now what? What in the world is this?
What did he pull? He pulled some out of his boot.
What in the world is that? Is that a zip tie of some sort?
It's like a zip tie.
And we can see what Gory's doing. Gory wants no escape.
Oh, and a low blow.
Oh. No honor amongst, whatever you want to classify as Gory. I don't know if he's a thief, but he's
amongst killers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And Gory sealing off all the exits for Facade. Facade is trapped in Gory's personal playground of hell right now.
Exactly how Gory wants it to. Every time Facade gets up, Gory meets him with a little more violence. Oh! Leg hook DDT.
Just spiked him. Keep in mind, this got so personal. It got so sadistic a month ago at Proving Ground when Gory administered that bloodbath. And speaking of which, now once again, just digging away.
I think he's going after one of his dreadlocks.
He's trying to cut a dreadlock off. The hell is... Gory is going for...
Oh, just pulling hair.
Gory's going for...
Oh, he got one.
Insult and injury. Gory just ripped the man's hair out. How vile can you get? Gory dousing Facade in blood or some type of red substance at Proving Ground. I can't even begin to understand exactly what went through Gory's mind when he plotted something like that. And
Joe, not to interrupt you, but what is Gory doing? Where? I don't see what he has.
I believe those are the I guess bungee cables or whatever you would call them that Flippin' and Nese used to rappel from the balcony on. And Facade is caught. And Gory drilling Facade. Facade is hooked to those grappling hooks. And Facade is lifeless.
Yeah, he is covering the spot of impact on his head, and Gory has a length of chain.
Yeah, and that's a thick chain too. That's not a dog chain or a dog collar. That's... Facade just got leveled. And it's all Gory right now. Gory in his element.
Oh, and a hook on the end.
Oh, that's another of Gory's pet weapons.
Oh, and he's just digging it right down his spine.
God. This is less resembling a wrestling match as it is a torture session. I believe Facade may be lacerated from somewhere. I'm not sure where. And Facade trying to battle back here. Get some momentum going.
An atomic drop. A Manhattan drop. And then a good old-fashioned spin kick to the
10 minutes
head.
gone by in this contest. 10 minutes.
But Facade's back has just got to be racked with pain. His entire body's got to be racked with pain. And now Facade with the chair.
And the boots. Oh! Just driving right down into his abdomen.
Facade going high risk. We can see where this is going. Triple jump moonsault coming up. No, Arigato!
I was gonna say, I don't know that I'd try that in a steel cage. Apparently Gory had the same idea.
Facade's face meets the open chair. No give.
Went from Sabu to Raven really quick.
Yeah, more importantly, went from Facade to Gory real quick. And Gory attempting to escape now. I think Gory sensed the close call there as Facade battled back. Oh no, Facade springs up. And Gory grabbed him the chair.
Just bent the crap out of that chair.
My
His
God.
back and shoulder came down across the surface where you would sit.
That is sickening.
I am uncomfortable watching this show.
That solid steel chair is bent. Imagine what Gory's spine looks like right now.
The sad part is, I know the hatred and anger that these two have welling up in them. I know they're willing to do more, too.
They'll have to do more to bring finality to this.
Jeez, they're both still standing.
Now watch that chair in the corner. Facade avoids it. But right into the low blow.
Right through the uprights.
To his former friend, former tag partner.
Former's the right word, Joe. Former.
Well, Facade can barely move right now. He's in so much pain. Gory, that chair. Reversal. Gory eats the steel.
Forehead right into that steel chair.
And Facade finally realizing that he's lost part of his hair. Facade takes a lot of pride in that hair.
He does.
And it's not just about a haircut. It's about messing with somebody's pride, their identity, humiliation. That's what Gory was aiming for.
And I think it looks like Facade's making it. Oh, no, not making his way out. He just grabbed a kendo stick.
Yeah. Facade ready to extract revenge for that lock of hair. And Gory, I believe Gory may be lacerated now.
Oh.
Facade wearing Gory out. To the midsection, to the back. And now the roles have been reversed. The torturer has become the tortured.
Oh!
Farnsworth,
Go ahead.
how do you destroy a monster? You become one yourself. That's what Facade has had to do. Dig down deep and find his inner demon to take out Gory. And that's what he's doing right now.
I don't think he ever had a choice. To quote Nietzsche, when you stare into the abyss stares into you.
Oh no, Facade came down to that kendo stick.
Right in the mouth. I'm not quite sure what he was aiming for with that. I think he was just sort of improvising.
Yeah, the
it
pace
did not
quickened.
play out the way he wanted.
The pace quickened. Both men tried to adjust, and Facade That's the disadvantage of having a weapon like that. They just came down mouth first on that kendo stick, and that right there has shut down Facade entirely.
He is pulling himself. They're both pulling themselves back up to their feet. Gory using that black rope to help himself up.
Yeah. And Facade doing so as well.
Oh yeah, look at the blood on just caked into Gory's hair.
Both men on the top rope. If one man drops, the other may have an easy look out. The momentum propels both men from the top rope.
I hate to say it, but shades of flipping ain't easy. That was sort of a buddy soap, but with
15
bad
minutes gone
intentions.
by in this contest. 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're going full circle from climbing those cables to their former finishing maneuver. We're taking a journey through time. But the ending, the destination, is what we're after here. It will not be pretty, but one of these men will emerge victorious and move forward in their path. Facade with a chair.
Set in the corner. Gory not up to his feet yet. Facade is.
And Gory is hurt. This is the first time in this matchup that Gory is noticeably injured.
I will say...
Maybe not! That mysterious red liquid. Where the hell did it come from?
Shades of Kabuki. Shades of Muda.
I'll say, these days, it's shades of Gory. No mistake about that. Oh, no.
Oh!
Facade's head bounced off of the steel. He landed head first.
Oh, that was brutal.
My God. What would possess someone to do that to another human being?
I think possess is the right word on that, Joe. Whatever demons are going through Gory there, they have control, and I'm pretty sure they have the wheel.
Gory is just absolutely incensed with the destruction, the end of Facade, the finality. But you can see what this match has taken out of Gory. A struggle to climb. That door is zip-tied, keep in mind.
This is what Gory's done to himself, and I don't know that he would have it any other way.
Oh my God. Look at Facade. Facade's in big-time trouble right now. And a chair to Gory. And Gory's momentum gets stunted.
Edge of that chair hit him right in the back, and he wilted his way down.
Oh, jeez.
Facade, I don't know that Facade has full vision yet. I think he's just sort of whipping the chairs at where he thinks Gory is and hoping for the best.
I think Facade has blood in his eyes. I believe Facade is cut somewhere along his head.
Blood and also that mist that was sprayed.
Yeah.
Facade halfway up and out. Gory following. Gory needs to play catch-up quick.
And Facade, if he doesn't have his vision on top of that cage, this
Facade's standing.
Very frightening here. And Gory is shaking that cage. No. No! Facade just lost the cage!
Ran a length of it and then just dropped down right onto Gory.
You gotta be kidding me!
If Gory wants to see him in hell, Facade just said you first.
Facade had a chance to win. But again, the opportunity of destroying your enemy.
If he's able to walk out of the cage and Gory is still around, I don't know that it's a victory.
Oh, Facade doesn't realize that. Oh. Facade has broken through the door. But the time it took Facade to struggle with the door allowed Gory to come back.
Oh, and his eyes right. He just put his fingers right into his eyes.
Facade had a chance to escape, but Gory intervenes. Oh no. Arashikage driver. Oh! But who's got something left? Can Facade climb? Can he climb his way to freedom from this living nightmare?
He's walking the top rope.
He's looking for a corner that he'll feel a little more comfortable with. Gory daring Facade.
If you want to finish me, do it, is what Gory just yelled at him.
20 minutes gone by in this contest.
Gory
20
back
minutes.
into the cage.
Oh my God.
Facade and Gory neither care.
Look out! Oh my God!
Hey, Gory.
Here is your winner,
Hey.
Gory!
Unbelievable. Gory baited Facade along. Gory played that personal card, played that hatred, played that contempt.
The verb you're looking for is rob. Gory just robbed Facade of any sense of completion, any sense of victory.
Facade had this won, but his willingness for one more shot on Gory, one more exclamation point. Facade thought he had the advantage, but it was all another Gory mind game, and Gory wins this cage match.
You can call him evil, you can call him a demon, but he is effective. Jason Gory just got a little deeper into the mind of Facade.
Out of everything that Gory has robbed from Facade, the Super Indy title, his friendship, his peace of mind, Gory can add Cage Fury to the ring. Gory escapes the cage, but stays inside the head of Facade. Ladies and gentlemen, join us. Mountain State Madness, no excuses. Our next DVD releases. We're Jay Worth, Joe Dombrowski ringside. Thank you for watching Cage Fury 2012.
Below me, start with